Welcome to Altered Reality. Grab a hot or cold one, sit back, and let's turn some pages.
History remembers wars as dates and names, victories, defeats, treaties signed with clean hands. What history forgets is what men are willing to try when they are losing.
I was a surgeon in His Majesty's army. My duty was simple: keep soldiers breathing long enough to return them to the line. On the night this story begins, an officer arrived at my tent without warning. No insignia, no humor, no explanation. He only said, "You are requested elsewhere. Say nothing." We walked past the fires, past the laughter, past the wounded who still believed this war could be won.
The camp was hidden in a low ravine, guarded, sealed, quiet in the wrong way. Inside the largest tent were bodies laid about on tables, not wounded men, dead men, colonials, redcoats, civilians, and yet their fingers twitched. One opened its eyes when I stepped closer. They were clouded, but focused, watching.
An officer explained it as if he were discussing rations. A contagion recovered from a long-dead ancient civilization, refined by alchemists and physicians, activated by death. Their pain is gone, he said. Their fear is gone. They will march where ordered. I asked the only question that mattered: and when they reach the enemy? The officer smiled thinly. They will remind the rebels what defiance costs.
The crown, he told me, sought mercy. Each undead soldier meant one fewer living redcoat sent to die in colonial mud. Each reanimated corpse a blow against rebellion. They will see their own dead rise against them, the officer said. It will end the war quickly. Mercy, it seemed, had been redefined.
They released them after midnight. The dead moved slowly at first, dragging feet through wet grass, heads tilting as if listening to something only they could hear. We followed at a distance. When the rebel camp came into view, one of the corpses began to let out a strange, haunting, guttural howl. It was already an eyebrow-raising scene, observing just the one. But then the whole lot began to let out their haunting howls. The night itself suddenly began to come alive, in a terrible way. They then charged forward, not fast, mind you, perhaps with only the speed of a mild jog. But speed mattered not when the first shots from the rebel forces did nothing but wound. And to these undead, unholy creatures, wounding will not stop them. They will just keep advancing. And it was not long before the first unfortunate rebels were at last reached. They never had time to scream.
I wish I could say that I had seen the worst of it, but when the rebels were no more, either fled or slain, the dead turned their attention upon us. The officers shouted commands, whistles pierced the night. The dead ignored them. Behind us we heard screaming amongst our ranks. We turned only to watch the horrid scene of one of our own fall, dragged down by something wearing his regiment's colors. The next order was given with neither hesitation nor remorse. Fire! We fired upon the weapons we had unleashed. They dropped like a sack of grain, but did not stay down. The dead did not fight like soldiers. They surged, clawed, bit down to the bone. Those among our living ranks fled immediately upon seeing our newest weapons tear into us like rabid dogs. But this was a mistake. Fleeing back to our camp only led the dead to it as well. And the same horrors we wrought upon the rebel camp are now being wrought upon ours.
The camp burned before dawn. Not just the rebel camp, ours as well. The contagion spread faster than any illness I've witnessed before or caught myself. Blood carried it. Panic carried it faster. I watched a man missing 2/3 of his body stand back up, his one remaining eye darting in my direction. He immediately made his way towards me. His nearly skeletal form looked haunting as it shuffled its way to me. He reached for me. I ran.
At sunrise, the order came. Burn the site, bury the records, move the army. The crown would deny knowledge, history would forget, as if forgetting could unmake the undead.
I write this not as a traitor, but as a witness, because someone must remember what the crown authorized in silence. They called it the King's Mercy, a way to spare the lives of our soldiers the pain of war, of death. But mercy ends suffering. This only multiplied it, because death did not mean the end.
The king did not raise the dead to simply win the war. He raised them because losing frightened him more than damnation.
Well, all right. I hope you enjoyed this episode of An Altered Reality. We'll bring you 2 episodes a week. And if you would like to support the channel so that even more episodes can be brought out, you can visit our Patreon or purchase merch from our affiliate store, Kali Ninja Designs. Until the next story,